So it's been about 4 months now, and this is kind of a 4 month update of what we've been doing in here. We purchased the land that we're on right now, which is approximately 1,354 square meters. Right behind us, with all these rocks and everything, is with the backfill for the foundation of our house, which is a major project. We've had many dump trucks. Behind that is the is our outdoor kitchen storage shed. Beside that is the incinerator that will be starting next week sometime. And we also have already finished the septic tank, which is usually last. That's over there as well. And way in the back, we've had built a Bahay Kubo, our most newest addition to our farm, and it's not quite complete. We have hired people to do this, and I am assisting in small ways here and there. However, I am the designer, and the approval of the designer is Jen. Um, but we wanted a dirty kitchen, always did, but it wasn't in our plans to do it so quickly and to build the dirty kitchen even before we had a house. Now we kind of know the basic place where our house is going to be. And so we wanted to have a dirty kitchen that we could share with Jen's mom. But the reason why we wanted to build this so quickly is because of balikbayan boxes. Balikbayan boxes is a Filipino thing where you can buy a box in a foreign country, fill it up with, and make it heavy, and ship your goods at a box price instead of a weight price. And so we have about 25 boxes already arrived, and they're filling up the living room. And within about another week or 10 days or so, our last load of balikbayan boxes will come, which is 11 big boxes and 6 smaller boxes. And we have no place to put them in the house. We really have no place. And we feel sorry because we keep, encroaching on space for Hannah. And I really don't like that. Made with concrete, and we'll put tile on top of them, and probably tile on the side here as well. And eventually, someday, we'll put tile on the floor, but that's not priority right now. Over here, on this side, there's a hole here, and this is for our sink, and we'll make a drain for it later. And there's a rebar in here in which we're going to put a shelf in here so that we can store things here. I couldn't build a shelf until they're done totally with the stucco, and then I can put a shelf in. Over here, this is our cooking area and our chimney that goes up 2.5 feet above the roof line. And here is a preparatory counter here. And then there's storage underneath. And so it's a decent sized kitchen. It's not large, it's not small, it's just a good size. And it's a little bit dark. It will become darker too because we're putting panels on the outside. But this part will have, I'll be able to have light in it. And we'll probably put a solar light or 2 solar lights in here to give it some brightness if we're cooking early morning, or if we're using this outdoor kitchen, or dirty kitchen as they call it in the Philippines. Is on the outside of the kitchen, we have built in this storage compartments. And all the way around there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 storage compartments that go from floor to ceiling. And the top ones will have one shelf and then open. And this is where we can put many different things, extra food, extra stuff in containers, our tools. And then on the wall here, we also have steel cladding wall so that it's inaccessible. People will have to actually rip the building apart to get into it. And that paneling will go from here right to the roof. And so it will be dark in here. We will need a solar light to get in here, because once you come in, it's going to be dark. But it's not meant to be used all the time. It's meant to be used like 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, just to go get something and bring it out, and to store things that we don't use very often. So anyway, this whole thing should be done in about
4 more days, I'm guessing, and just in time before our last load of Bellic line boxes arrive. This here is the approximate center of our house, and we are planning to build a very different type of house called Aircrete House. It's going to be consisting of 2 archways and 4 domes. And in the center here, this is the largest dome. So for those in Canada, think of an igloo, right? So this igloo will be 20 feet wide, and it will have 13-foot ceiling at the top of the dome in here. But for construction purposes, this is the most important thing about the entire build is this here. And right now I just have a piece of rebar in, but I have to put in a big piece of steel pipe. It's got to be in the ground. It's got to be solid. This does a couple of things for us. First of all, it determines the diameter or the circumference of our circle. By putting a board on here, we can get the exact circle. We can also use it to level the ground so that our ground is perfectly level. And also it's used in the construction so that each row of aircrete blocks that we go up is perfectly in proportion to the other one, and that we have a perfect circle going up. It's quite ingenious, and it's the most important thing of the entire build is this pipe. So this is sticking out of the ground. And then in each of the other domes, the other 3 domes, they will also have pipes sitting right in the middle of the dome. And without that, we would not be able to build our house. So after we hired an excavator to take out all the tree stumps, they were here. And Jan said, well, let's get them to dig a hole for the septic tank. And I had a general idea where the septic tank should go, because we knew the general location of where we're going to build our house. So it was kind of really a guess as to where it was going to go. And so we dug this hole, and because we had a big hole here, this was our first project, which is usually near the end of a build, but it was our first project, and that was the septic tank. And in here, there's 3 chambers. That hole right there is a vent for that first chamber, and then a second chamber, and then there's a smaller vent on the 3rd chamber. And so this is actually 2 meters deep, about 1.5 meters wide. And so it fills up, and then it basically will drain out into the soil below. And this took about a week for construction. It's all made of hollow block and concrete. So again, after most of the tree stumps were removed by the excavator, then we had to determine where our house was going to be. And that was extremely difficult to do, also because we were changing the plans of the house. And the plans of the house have changed at least 4 times. At first, it was going to be a hollow block, like the kitchen, and a bamboo house. And then Jen changed her mind and went to go to the aircrete model. And so we had a 6-room aircrete, and then 4-room and 5-room. And now I think we finally decided on the design that we're going to have. And so we kind of knew where it's going to be here, but we didn't have the exact measurements, and we still don't have the exact measurements, but we have it quite close to where we want it to be. And so here, these rocks here behind me are part of the backfill for the foundation. And between over here, this is where the height we kind of want it to be at. And if I'm to stand way over here, this has to be about this height to be level. So we still have a lot of fill to come in here. And I have to take this outer wall here and put it in with concrete. I have to put it in with concrete and with rock to make it strong. This here, it's oversized, but this is our bathroom. And this will be our shower right here. And then this will be our toilet in here. And you see the toilet is going to be fairly lined up to go to the septic tank. And then on this side of the wall will be a vanity that will come across. The door will be here to go into the main house. Back here, this is our bedroom, Ben and my bedroom. And so we will be able to look out to whatever's there. Right now it's a cornfield. In the future it's supposed to be some sort of subdivision. But we'll get to also look out at our garden and some of our land. This is the main living room area, part of kitchen here. And then there'll be 2 more bedrooms in here. So 3 bedrooms, bathroom, main part, and then we come through here. And this will be our entrance. And our main door will be right here. So as we enter and exit the house, we come to the outdoor kitchen. So the outdoor kitchen is just steps away. And underneath the rambutan, where we're going to put some chairs and things like this, is a really nice sitting and relaxing area. And over here is the parking area for our little mini truck. When the excavator came, he took all the tree stumps and some of the topsoil and pushed them all towards the boundary of our land. And so from our road over here, all the way down to here, was all just tree stumps. And as you can see, this is right here is a coconut tree stump. That's a mahogany tree stump. And so this has to be cleared because it's right on the border of the other land. We want to be good neighbors to whoever owns that land. But it's got to be cleared out, and we need some of the soil, which is we're putting it over here to help level the ground, but also for future garden use. So this is slowly coming out, and we've hired a local man who lives behind us. His name is Abet, and he's been at this about 4 days now, 5 days, and has this cleared. And another week, hopefully we'll get this cleared. Another guy who lives in the back, his name is Junjun. He is a carabao, cow with big horns. And he will put his rope around these chains and pull some of these out. He's already pulled out 2 or 3, and we have moved them down to the big hole down there. And so this hopefully will be cleared in about a week or 2, and that'll be a big headache out of here. After our outdoor kitchen is finished in a week, then I will be coming to work on this. And this, I'm guessing, will take me at least minimum of 2 weeks, maybe longer. And this is an incinerator. So it has 3 parts, actually. The part that I'm standing in is the firebox. And the firebox will be about this high. It will have a removable cement lid on the top. Right here, it will have a cast iron door. This will be a hole to allow draft to come through. This part here is the chimney, which will go up about 8 feet or 9 feet. The back part, back in here, is just a garbage storage area. So we'll be able to store garbage here. Once it gets to be enough garbage, then we can put it into the incinerator. And then there is a place where we can keep the garbage without having all over the place. So this is something that I identified anyway here that is in great need. I remember going to my grandparents' farm when I was young and seeing other people's farms, the farmers of my grandparents' generation. They also had a garbage problem. And they were quite efficient. They would burn a lot of their own garbage in their wood stoves or things like that. But what they didn't do is they just took it over the fence, dropped it in a pile, and once that pile was so big, they started with another pile and another pile. And so garbage, wherever you go, is a concern, and you have to do something good with it. This incinerator is designed to get extremely hot, and the flow will burn the smoke. That's what design is. I don't know if it will do that. So as the smoke circulates inside and comes out, it's supposed to burn the smoke so that we're having clean air coming out, and that's what it's supposed to be doing. So that's our next project.